Pinterest ads first click model explained. Are you surprised that Pinterest is a first click model? Well, we're going to talk about it in this video. Hello, welcome. My name is Adriana. I help Shopify e-commerce businesses and influencers drive traffic and sales utilizing Pinterest. In today's video, we're talking all things Pinterest first click model, but I would love it if you would subscribe, like, comment, and ring the bell so you never miss a video here on the Kordial Media YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's talk about the Pinterest first click model. First of all, for those of you who don't know, what does first click even mean? When a platform is a first click model, it means that it attributes itself a sale based on the user clicking on your ad for the first time and not the last time. Let's say I go on Pinterest, I see your ad for a handbag, I click it, but I don't buy till a week later. Pinterest will still attribute that sale to itself, even though I may have gone and re-seen it on Facebook or Google, or I may have just, found it back myself. Pinterest will still attribute the sale to itself, and that's because that's their model. So that's what a first click means. If Pinterest was the last click, it means that if I had gone back 7 days later and re-clicked the ad for my Pinterest account, for example, if I had saved it and then purchased it right away from that click, that would have been the last click. And so that's what, last click model platforms, how those work essentially. But Pinterest is not like that. Pinterest is a first click model, so it attributes itself sales from the first click, not the last. Platforms who are last click, I believe, are Facebook. I think Google might be as well. But Pinterest feels as though they inspired the purchase, they should get credit for the sale. And this is when this gets tricky, and then there's a bunch of fine lines in here, but you may have your opinions about how you feel about this, which I understand. It's a first click mainly because Pinterest is a place of research. Pinners are planners, and Pinterest knows that their users don't tend to shop and impulse buy right away. And so they probably feel as though if they weren't a first click model, they wouldn't see nearly as many sales on their ads as other platforms, and therefore people would not spend as much money on their platform as they would on other platforms. I'm not saying it's right, I'm saying this is just how it is. And there are ways to mitigate the first click model, which we're gonna talk about now. So the first thing that you can do is implement UTM codes across all of your promoted pins. This will help you track more accurately who and how many sales are coming from which links and from which platforms. So that's the first thing, and from which campaigns as well. So you can see that through Google Analytics. You can see that through tools like Triple Whale and Hyros. It's up to whatever you're able to use, but I've heard a lot of my clients say that they love Triple Whale, and so it seems to be a good app to utilize with UTM codes, but it's only good for Shopify businesses. Another thing that you can do is you can link your promoted pins to specific landing pages. So landing pages that don't get traffic from anywhere else other than your Pinterest ads. So that's another way to track direct sales from the Pinterest platform and bypassing the first click model. The third way that you're able to maybe bypass this first click model is by changing the attribution window. So the default attribution window on Pinterest is 30-30-30, and that is because pinners take more time to buy, as you know, and so Pinterest likes to give you a bigger window to look at as opposed to a smaller window. But if you put it in a smaller window, so I've seen as low as 110, I've seen 111, I've seen 777. I have a client who likes to use 771 because it allows them to kind of see more direct sales, in a smaller window of time, and they feel as though it's a bit more accurate. But it's not always the case, not always necessarily more accurate. You're probably losing out on a lot of sales just because you have a smaller window, but it is one option for you to utilize if you are not a fan of the first click model or the way Pinterest tracks its sales. Using a smaller window. I really don't suggest going lower than 771. Even 777 would be better if you're gonna be in the smaller window camp. Now with this first click model, you also have to keep in mind that the learning phase when you launch a campaign is 14 days. So you really shouldn't be touching or optimizing your ads within those first 14 days, other than maybe doing a creative refresh if none of your creatives are getting any traction. After that 14-day learning phase, you can then go ahead and start to optimize. Now, I have to remind you once again that the buying behavior on Pinterest is longer than most. The journey is longer than most other platforms. You're not hitting the impulse buyers at all. You're hitting the researchers, the planners, the people who are, thinking over their purchases in the next few weeks. And so That's why Pinterest doesn't recommend us even optimizing more than twice a week. Even that's a lot. They would probably tell you to do every 7 to 14 days. And that's because every time you make a change on Pinterest, it takes some time to learn and to see the effects of that optimization. So once the first 14 days are up, I like to optimize every once a week to twice a week max, but I usually leave about 3 days in between optimizations. And I will make bigger optimizations on one day in the week, usually Mondays, and then on Thursdays I will do creative refreshes if needed. If you need a free guide on how to optimize your campaigns, you can download mine in the description box below. It'll teach you how to optimize Pinterest ads in particular. If you'd like an expert like myself to look over your promoted pins, feel free to book a meeting with me. My calendar is in the description box below as well. You and I can hop on a call and chat about your Pinterest account and see if we're a good fit to work together. On that note, I'm going to wish you a lovely rest of your day. Let me know if you have any questions about Pinterest's first click model. And with that, we will chat in the next video. Bye for now.